What is the danger of an intersection? Intersections can be dangerous from potential of turning vehicles and pedestrians. We're at an intersection right now. I am the side road. I have to stop. I now need to move forward. I'm waiting for it to be clear. I'm waiting for a gap. A gap is the space between my car and the other cars. This is what usually causes anxiety. People are very nervous. They have to make a judgment. And if you judge wrong, you will pull out in front of a car. If you judge correctly, you'll be able to pull out into the nearest lane. The light's yellow, there's no sense in running it. Meta, what is the danger of running yellow lights? Hey Meta, what is the danger of running yellow lights? We want to decrease our opportunities to hit someone, a car or a pedestrian. You have to take your time. You have to make good judgments. We're going to squeeze our brake. We're going to stop just before the driveway, and we're yielding to traffic. Once traffic goes by, we make our left turn. The vehicle is still cold. We're at a fourth of a tank. The motor is idling about 900 RPMs. We don't want to redline the motor. We want it to warm up. Then we can drive as normal. Cold weather is very hard on batteries. Charging system, particularly if we have an electric vehicle, you would lose 2 to 3% range depending on how cold it is. We're in the Midwest. It's very cold. We had an ice storm yesterday. Everything was shut down. You have to have patience in the morning. We all have to eat. Either you're going to eat at home or you're going to get something on the way to work. I choose the second one. Everyone's different. We don't want to be too close to the curb to the left or right. We want to be in the middle left. That's where the speaker is and the microphone is.
Using the mobile app today? Hello, how may I help you?
Hi, I need a number 2 large with the Coffee, please. Large coffee, 1 cream, 1 sugar. Large ice water and a sausage burrito, no sauce.
1164.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, what is that?
This truck I'm behind is a welding truck. They do commercial welding. There are tools, there are materials. We do not want to be behind a vehicle like this because these tools and materials could come out on us. So we want to back off and give this truck room to maneuver, do their job. As you learn to drive, you're going to be dealing with these types of situations every single day. The driving environment is full of risk. Risk is a chance to have an accident, loss of life or injury. So we want to reduce risk when we drive, leave early, make sure your car's mechanically sound, and make good decisions on the road. I'm slowly straightening my vehicle. I don't want to hit the curb to the left. That will damage the tire, knock the car out of alignment. Good morning.
Good morning. Have a
Thank,
good day.
thank you. I always try to be courteous. A lot of people have very rough days, so being positive is super important. Good morning.
Have a good day.
Thank you. So we have to go up to the edge. We're going to be making a left turn. Go into the nearest lane. You can hear that big block picking up power. Then we want to squeeze our brakes and use the ball of our foot. That was a question on the test yesterday. We want to keep space. We don't want to tailgate, but we want to stay with the flow of the traffic. If you tailgate and crash into someone, it's your fault. Every state, every municipality is different. We're at 40 right now. If I want to go faster, I'll get over to the right and keep it moving. This area is heavily patrolled by police. Why would I do something stupid like that and get a ticket and not be able to teach driver's education to adults? Use common sense when you're driving. Curves are very difficult for beginners because you lose control. Most of the time, drivers go in too fast. We already have a yellow light. We know what we need to do. Use the ball of our foot, squeeze the brake. Oh, boy. This car has a lot of low-end torque because of the motor. It's not a high RPM revving motor, but when you push the gas, it has pretty good throttle response. Black truck, erratic lane changer, going from left to right, left to right, left to right. That's my example. They're speeding and in a hurry. Don't be like them. That's 3 times they've changed lanes. For what? The burned out taillight will get you pulled over. The municipalities across the country that will pull you over. You're probably saying it's nothing, but for police, it's something. Stay on top of your maintenance. The black Escalade is just cutting off traffic. Got a 455 horsepower motor. You have to learn to start identifying these type of hazards. We're now in the city. More pedestrians, more people, more hazards. It's harder to see around this truck, so I'm backing off my gas. I can change lanes, but I have cars on the left and right side of me. We're now on a one-way. You can tell by both signs on left and right facing us, and the arrows. This area is a speed trap. Speed limits between 35 and 45. Hey Meta, what are the dangers of blind spots? Blind spots reduce our field of vision and reaction time. The police are to the left in the alley. Don't be stupid and speed. Keeping good speed and good space. No need in going 50 or 60 or 70 through here. You're just going to get a ticket, cars will pull out in front of you. Most people are driving at the speed limit and taking their time. You'll learn from me, your parent, your guardian, and playing video games. good morning. How are you doing today? We're dealing with some rush hour in the Midwest. This is Driving with Myles. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Teach adults, teach teens. Happy Friday. One of the major thoroughfares in the Midwest, we're at about 50 miles an hour. I do use reference points. I'm looking ahead, particularly as driving, teach my drivers to look ahead as far as possible, look ahead at the traffic light, look ahead past this white Volkswagen with the tinted windows. Reference points are great ways to help drivers learn lane positioning, learn how to keep the car centered. Because a lot of beginning drivers look down at the hood line and they're not aiming high and looking ahead. We do everything online. We're not in retail stores anymore. Rent's too high and online classes are where it's at. Hey Meta, what is the advantage of an online class versus in person? Online classes give you flexibility. You can learn from anywhere in the world. They work with our schedules. In person is nice. You get a chance to meet, but you have rent, you have insurance, you have liability in case the building burns down. People can steal the cars. So online is more cost effective. Post-COVID, I've been online since then. Prior to COVID, in person. 28 to 36 students. I would drive 26. I had a backup driver who would drive 10. My schedule has changed, but I'm still teaching and guiding people to independence. Had a client text me yesterday. They want some lessons to prepare for the road test. They have to get their temporary instruction permit. Hey Meta, what is a TIP for adult driving? Well, make sure you are, following me, subscribe, do what you need to do. We'll do a lot of live drives, downtown areas, rural, main roads, roundabouts. This is how you learn. Driver's education is a bit dated. They need to update the curriculum, the technology. There are schools with electric vehicles. Hopefully we'll be getting one. That's the goal. This Ford Flex is trying to accelerate. I think the more drivers you can get in an educated curriculum that is at now 2025 and beyond, they're going to be prepared. The biggest barrier to entry I see is getting to the DMV to get your paperwork, to do your test, and to actually get a car. If you're under 20, you're in school, high school, maybe first year in college. If you don't know how to drive by then, you're probably doing a trade, but you still have to drive. And post-COVID, a lot of young adults just don't want to drive. I have 22, 24, 25, 19-year-olds who don't want to drive, and their parents reach out to me all the time. Can you please help? Can you please help? But these lessons aren't free. This car does not run on air. It would run on electricity if I had an electric vehicle, but we'll have to see about that. But there's a large group of 19 to 33-year-olds that don't drive, who want to drive, who aren't motivated, who don't have a job, who are kind of stuck between a teen and young adult. If you disagree with me, type it in. Hey Meta, why don't people want to drive? anxiety, lack of confidence, concerns about parking. It is a financial responsibility, I'm not going to lie. You have to have a reliable car. If you don't follow the rules, you're going to lose your license. This car is from South Carolina. They might not be familiar with what we do in the Midwest. They're either young drivers or old drivers. The old drivers drive too slow. The young drivers drive too fast. See, they weren't sure where to go. Hey Meta, what is the safest lane? The safest lane is the middle lane. I can see traffic on the left and the right. If I wanted to get to the left and do about 80, I could. I'm at 70, 73 right now. If I go to the right, that's the slow lane, I'll be cut off by cars. Why would I want to do that? I think wanting to drive and setting yourself up for success, they're very similar. I try to talk about success. I try to give you a plan or a pathway forward. That's one of my goals. I'm going to make a lane change and get over, but I have to pick up speed. I'm in the left lane. This is the passing lane. I've got to pick up speed. And that's part of my plan to help people get independence. No matter what you say, driving is independence. I think a lot of people are very selfish and not willing to help people. Because what is happening is there are people who are living in the city or rural areas, they don't have access to driving. And then they're 18, 20, 24, 27, they don't know how to drive. The jobs are in the urban areas, some in the urban fringes. There are not many jobs in rural areas, but yet rural areas are misunderstood. You have to be driven, no pun intended, to get your license. You can't let your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, even your own insecurities hold you back. It's hard. You've got to sit down and really look at yourself. Nothing is promised. You just want to do your best every day. I'm not poor, but I'm not a millionaire. And it's about reinvesting in your community. That's the way I was taught. I'm an entrepreneur. I do have an LLC. I need to leverage it to help my people for job training, resumes, and learning how to drive. That's my passion. We're at about 60. It's okay, I can stay in this lane. I'm looking ahead, there's a Escalade truck. They keep tapping their brakes. I'm keeping my following distance. Some of the least understood things are speed control, lane positioning, hazard awareness. The black Wrangler Jeep is holding everyone up. They need to get over to the right and let us pass. And that's what they did. You can see us starting to pass. So don't be that car or truck that's holding up people. It makes us all very angry and anxious. Stay out of the way of other drivers. They will really appreciate that. This curve is also very dangerous. I've had a lot of beginners hit the median. See, that driver's hesitating. And this confuses me and the red cargo van. So I gotta back off. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're indecisive. And a lot of you will be indecisive like that. This car is also indecisive too. They had on their blinker for 2, but then they hesitated. Some people look asleep, I swear. You got to be awake. You got to be active. You got to look around. And then I'm off my gas, increasing my following distance. And a lot of people will make fun of you and tease you and try to humiliate you. Don't let them make you mad. It's always about positivity. When you drive to work or you're driving, you do feel more of responsibility. Driving does not make you an adult. I want to say that again. Driving does not make you an adult. There was a sofa on the side of the expressway. Someone lost that load. This ramp is very short. People tend to do 85 and 90. I'm slowing down smoothly. I don't want to get rear-ended. This is a crossover. It's also a bridge that's elevated. There's black ice here. I don't want to crash, so I gotta squeeze my brakes and pause. It's clear, and I make my turn. We're not hating, but do you want to be that guy to the right standing there, freezing? You don't have to have the newest car. You just need something that's reliable. I'm making the decision to get fuel now instead of later. These are one of the decisions you're going to have to make. I can get fuel now, so I'm not rushing later. You got to be able to make decisions, but also we don't want to get robbed in this area because we are in the hood. Hey, Meta, what is the hood? Meta, what is the hood? Meta's giving me the definition of a automotive hood. The hood I'm talking about is where people live, particularly people of color. So Meta's AI is not 100% reliable. I know where I am, and I understand the danger and responsibility. I've got to watch myself. You'll see me watch. Don't move. Stay right here. So I'm in education, the social media. It's cold out here. I just got my students some Takis. You guys eat Takis? You know what they are? Some people eat them, some people don't. I'm always putting my students first. One of my students is in there in the station. He got a 250 in his NWEA. That's the highest he can go. Okay? We're trying to enrich people's lives. And you got to have a job out here. It's cold, right? Gas is $3.39 a gallon. I use my debit. If it was cash, it'd be $3.29. They're 10 cents less. It's cold. Okay, I got an older beat up car. I'm not rolling in some Escalade or Hellcat or Trackhawk. Those things eat gas. So you got to get up and get out and get yourself ready for the future. And I'm hoping you're motivated by this, because I'm only going to speak truth. Okay, a lot of people have opportunities, but they're wasting them away. So I'm a little bit past half a tank, $20. I'm just waiting. This is real life out here. This is not some AI or fake world, man. People live and die every single day. And by driving, you can help someone get to the hospital. You can help them get a job. We need more people to care. You got to care about what you're doing. Some people don't care about anything. They're just selfish. One thing I want you to remember about me is that I care. Why don't you help someone, change someone's life, man? So always having your hand up for something. That's how I look at it. You know, what's your perspective? So I did the smart thing. I got gas, so I don't have to kill myself after. Hopefully you learn from this. Look at all my videos, leave comments. You want to learn how to drive? Look, follow, subscribe, do all those things. Watch the videos.